Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Living to Learn. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you taking out time to check this video out. Feel free to explore the other videos and content that I've put out here on this channel. That's what it's for. And so I hope you'll enjoy it, and I hope you'll share it with someone who you think could benefit from the information that I'm sharing. I am today talking about specifically, and this is specifically along the lines of a support system, why it is important to have one, why we need one, why I think we need one, what are the benefits, right? But I'm going to leave those, I'm going to get into those specifically in some other videos. In this video, I want to talk about the obstacles or difficulties that some of us face and what's keeping us from either having a support system, developing one, or finding one. Some of them are practical. Some of them are tied into our psyche. They're tied into our emotions, our perspective. And so let's get into it. So number one, one of the first reasons people might have trouble finding a support system or developing one is a lack of social skills. Some people find it really hard to initiate and maintain relationships. Again, I'm not here to judge you, and I'm not here to dive into the whys, and it could be a number of different things. Maybe you're just someone that's just more to yourself. Maybe you're shy. I mean, it's a lot that goes into it. But lacking social skills is a reason why, and it's an obstacle to some of us and keeps us from developing and finding a support system. Now, if that's you, I want to remind you, let's look at the term social skills. So if it is a skill, it can be learned, and it can be worked on, and it can be sharpened. So don't lose hope. Okay? The second thing, or second reason why somebody may not have a support system or may have trouble finding one, is the fear of being vulnerable. Now, this is a real one. This one I understand. I totally understand. And I don't mean I understand because, I've had I've had a really great support system my entire life. I'm a very fortunate individual. You might call me lucky. Some people might call me blessed. Call it what you want. I didn't do it to myself. I'm here. So I take that with great humility, but I'm also very proud of it, because other people in my family worked hard to make sure that they could be that for me. But we haven't all had that experience. Some of us have had negative experiences being vulnerable. Nobody wants to be judged, and nobody wants to be rejected. So I completely understand that. And to those of you who maybe this is the reason why you don't have a support system or you haven't found one yet, I would just say this: identify that fear. Identify where you're hurting and where it's like I tried to be vulnerable, tried to be myself, and I got shot down. Again, places like therapy, counselors, even life coaches, right? People that you can, kind of connect with, that can walk you along this circle. And that might be the first step to your social network. That might be the first step to your support system, right? But again, at the end of the day, it comes down to us addressing our issues and finding the help that we need. The third reason why some people may not have a support system or have difficulty finding one or developing one, lack of social networks, right? Sometimes it's a logistical problem, right? You live in a rural area, there's just not a lot of people, there's not a lot of events, there's not a lot of opportunity to actually create a support system, even if you wanted to. With that being said, we are in the digital age. People like myself can be reached on Instagram. There's a lot of content on YouTube. And I know that's not the same as being, in an actual room with someone or have an actual physical gathering with people. But it's a start. And to your advantage, when you are interacting with someone like myself, right? Like you're watching my videos right now, we have no ties to each other. There's no, I'm not going to see you again if you leave a comment, opening yourself up to me. I don't know who you are. And so that could be something to consider. The other reason why some people don't have a support system, trust issues. Again, goes back to the fear of vulnerability. These two kind of tie into each other, but you may have been hurt, you may have been betrayed. I've been backstabbed myself. I've been betrayed as well. Not to the point where I have severe trust issues, but that's me. I don't know what you've been through. And again, I would say if trust issues is keeping you from having a support system, I would say, again, my advice is get to the bottom of it. Find someone that's going to help you get to the bottom of it. Again, somebody that has, I mean, if you go to like an actual, like, medical, an actual professional, that they have, signed, clauses where they have to keep legally, they have to keep a secret, right? Or you can take legal action against them. So start there, start working through those trust issues. Don't allow this to steal from you, because you may have been burned in the past. But until you're convinced that not every situation, not every person is going to be like that, you're going to continue to see every single person as that untrustworthy one, as the one that's going to throw it in your face, going to turn their back on you. That's your perspective. I'm not judging you or blaming you for that. What I'm saying is, in order to make that adjustment, it's something that's got to be addressed. Another thing is stigma or shame, right? People don't want to admit, we don't want to talk about our mental health issues. We don't want to admit that we have addictions. We feel embarrassed about our financial difficulties. We're again, we live in a social media age where everything's perfect, and perfect body, perfect relationship, perfect life, perfect everything. And that's just not reality. But we're weighed on with this insecurity, right? And so opening up or finding a support system to share your deepest secrets, to share things that you wish weren't true about you, it can be hard. But on the flip side of that, I guarantee this, when you do find your support system, when you do create that, when you do find that circle, you're going to find out soon enough, just like I have, you're not the only one, right? We're not the only ones. So don't let that get in your way. And lastly, I would say the last reason I'll share is why, as to why people have had such, they have a difficulty finding a support system, is just a lack of awareness. You don't know that you need one, or you don't think you need one. And I applaud anyone who goes out there and says, you know what, I'm going to just trudge forward. I'm going to push forward. I'm going to march on and figure this thing out. Hey, good for you. We should be using our brains. We should be trying to figure things out on our own. But life happens in seasons. So just because in this season right now you don't need anyone, or you don't think you do, it doesn't mean that season that's around the corner is going to be the same thing. And you've heard this said before, right? It's an African proverb. I've heard it all over the place. And if I misquote it, I'm sorry, but you'll get the gist of it. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Again, you may not need a support system or see the need for one right now. You definitely don't want to be scrambling for one, though, if you find yourself in a season of life where you need some support. So that's my advice there. I think it's a Ronald Reagan quote where he says, former President Ronald Reagan, where he said, don't wait until you're thirsty to start digging a well, right? In other words, set yourself up. You never know what you're going to need in the future. We don't know what the future holds. Anyway, just to recap, those are 6 reasons, 6 difficulties, obstacles that keep people from finding or developing a support system. Number 1, it's a lack of social skills. Number 2, fear of vulnerability. Number 3, limited social networks. Number 4, trust issues. Number 5, stigma or shame. And number 6 is just a lack of awareness. And again, I'm going to continue to speak on this subject throughout the week. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Please hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Share this video if you think there's someone who will benefit from it. And in the description of my video, you're going to find 2 things. Number 1, you're going to find a place where you can donate to my channel financially, which helps me out because this does require a commitment. It does require effort. It does require preparation. So for those of you that have donated to my channel, I thank you so much for that. It really means a lot. The other thing you're going to find is my Instagram handle, at Live to Learn Coaching. Now, you can follow me on there for more content, but it's also a way to get a hold of me. You know, if you or someone you know has been considering, possibly hiring a life coach, perhaps you're stuck in a rut, or you're just looking for guidance outside of your normal circle, send me a DM and we'll go from there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks again for watching.